Welcome back to Off the Post, where we've got biased views and breaking news. I'm here with my man Shams. We've just seen the second part of the Ronaldo interview, and my days, bro, he went in.
Yeah, man, he did. He did. Mate, before I get into details, from you being a City fan, what did you take from it? Before we actually go into details.
Well,
just the overall.
What I take from it is, first of all, last year, I'm now glad that he never came to City.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, that when that whole thing was coming about, that he was going to come to City, I didn't actually want him at City.
Yeah.
Because what
it was just for the banter, really.
Yeah, that is the only reason. It was just for banter purposes. If he rolled up to Old Trafford in a City shirt and bagged a hat trick, oh my God, the limbs. It would have been scenes, bruv.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But other than that, that was it. Because I said this to you last season, and it definitely applies this season. I don't think Ronaldo got into our team last season. And he definitely doesn't get in this season.
But I think he would have. I mean, if you looked at it overall and looked at what you guys have done this season with getting Haaland, I think maybe Ronaldo was probably going to be just a stopgap to cover up for one season until you get Haaland.
I know, but in the end, it turned out we didn't need him anyway.
Yeah, it did turn out.
Do you know what I mean? But if he's not starting for you, he ain't starting for us.
No, you're right. Well, I mean, I'm going to go into details because there's a lot being said.
Yeah, there has, man. I mean, I know that you paid a lot more attention to it than obviously I did, but, you know, it'd be good to hear it from a United fan's perspective.
Yeah, man. I mean, I watched this guy from when I was young watching United, so it was a kind of a bitter time watching it and listening to what he's saying. But let's be real, a lot of stuff that he was saying, we all already know. Like, a lot of fans already know about our infrastructure, how it is behind the scenes with facilities not being upgraded. Everyone knew about that. So when he talks about it, it's like, you come back to United, you knew this already. So you talking about it now, you should have known this.
Yeah, no, but it was gone for quite a long period of time, wasn't he? So maybe he thought that, you know, there would have been little things like the upgrading of training facilities and things like that.
Yeah, but I can also say, if you're going to a new club, you do your due diligence by checking it out.
Yeah, of course you do.
Make sure you check out everything is in place before you move to a club. So, I mean, we'll start off, okay, so he talks about himself and the City move. Yeah? He says that it was very close and Alex Ferguson got involved and the club got involved before United was nowhere in the picture. And then all of a sudden United came in and he said it was literally 72 hours and it was done.
Yeah. So I think like, you know, Alex Ferguson would have had a big impact on that, and that was probably the ultimate intervention. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And let's be real, it was that quick when it was happening, because it was like, at that time, it was like, oh crap, he was signing for City. Yeah. And then literally it changed over 2 days. Boom. It was done.
Like I said, I was here for it. I remember it all coming on Sky Sports News, breaking news, you know, Ronaldo about to sign for City. Yeah. I was giving it all that,
Mate, I was buzzing. I was buzzing.
At Old Trafford.
Mate, I was buzzing as well. So it was a crazy moment then. So he talks about that. I think he confirmed that there was, because I think it was always in the air, like, whether City was involved or not. He's basically confirmed they were. And then he moves on to saying that when he came, everything was the same from when he first left.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, a lot of fans already knew this. He should have done his research before coming to know that that's the case.
I mean, it just seems like your owners, they like to take out of the club, but they don't like to put into it in terms of, like, you know, the infrastructure of the club, the training facilities, that sort of thing. They don't pump into it that side. I mean, you can't say they haven't been, but you can't say they haven't been, you know, sort of generous in terms of giving money to sign players. You've been the highest spenders in the league.
Yeah, but you're forgetting, compared to how much we make, it's still not enough. If you're looking at someone who's making millions and they're spending little money on fucking food, you're like, yo, you make so much money. You go to the highest restaurants and spend big money.
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? Our budget is huge. So when you spend maybe 250 to the football world, you're spending a lot, when really there's a lot more money. Yeah, but the owners take money out of our club every January. and they take over 100 million.
Yeah,
Why is that money getting taken out of the club every January, every year as dividends?
Yeah.
Instead of putting it into the structure, putting it into the facilities, training ground, and all of that.
Because they're businessmen. That's what they do. They invest and they take out.
Yeah, but even as businessmen, you would say they're not good businessmen because...
Well, not in terms of like what's good for your club, no.
Yeah, they're not good businessmen because when you look at it, if you're on top of football, more money will come through.
Mm.
So if you had put money into the team, put money in all these other facilities...
They did put money into your team.
Relatively. Put money into the whole football structure and we're topping football, more money will be flowing in. So that's why the Glazers out movement has been there ever since they took over. So it's nothing new.
To be fair, it has been there for quite a long, but
it's nothing new.
I have noticed a pattern though. It's like, you're crying out, Glazers out, this, that, and the other, and then you go and like plug the leak by signing like a has-been, like Schweinsteiger or Cavani. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're all
money, but they spend money. But this is where you look at it like we spend money on players, that don't fit into how we play because of the structure. If the structure is all set up right with sporting directors, people who are making the actual decisions are football men, you wouldn't be buying those players.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't know.
So it all comes down to the Glazers in general to have the structure set up, and when the structure is set up, then you see it on the football.
That's what pitch. I'm saying. By plugging the leak and keeping the fans happy, by going and signing like a big name, then all of a sudden you're happy for a little while, and then you start dropping down the table, and the old green and yellow scarves come flying back out again.
But you see, the green and yellow scarves was still flying back when Ronaldo first signed. So it's just one of those things. And moving on to how these football decisions are being made, Ronaldo starts talking about Ralf Rangnick. Yeah. And I was the first one that even said it to you guys. The most exciting thing about Ralf Rangnick coming in was because he was going behind closed doors. He was going to be sports director.
That's not the first thing you said to me.
Yes, I said that because he recruited so many good players, and I'm looking at it like if he's our sports director, he will help bring those players in, which would eventually set up a style of play for us. Because if we're having a sports director that they have implemented a style of play and he's recruited certain kinds of players, it will help us play on the pitch. Yep. So I was excited about that. Yeah, his qualities was not being a coach.
No, because he's not a coach.
He's not a coach. But I kept on saying the most exciting thing about it was that he was going behind closed doors. It was behind the scenes.
Yeah, but when he first came, you started jizzing in your pants about the fact that he was the first person to scout Mane.
Exactly my point. Because he's a sporting director. That's what they do. They help with the scouting. So he scouted these good players, and I was looking at it like, when he goes behind the scenes, he's going to help scout the good players instead of buying the fucking Cavanis, the Ibras, and all of this. Yeah. Help us find these gems that could eventually help us on the pitch. Yeah. Not because he's going to come and coach the team to play a certain way. It was because of behind the scenes.
And then I know it didn't happen, but he was meant to go upstairs.
He was meant to go upstairs,
when Ten Hag came in.
Yeah.
And then he was there. How long was he with you for? About 6 months?
He came in December.
Yeah.
He came in December and he was gone by the end of the season.
So it only took him 6 months to say, fuck this club is a shambles.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going
what
to
he done
manage
is...
the Austrian team.
Well, what he done was, we don't know what happened behind the scenes.
Nah, you don't.
All we know is that it didn't work out. It wasn't great. And he was throwing a lot of people under the bus as well. Yeah, but he did present a few players for us to buy in January.
Yeah, but I like that. Bro. He was honest in his interviews.
Yeah, which no fan is. Every United fan were actually happy with him.
Yeah.
Because of what he's done. So that's why I feel like with this Ronaldo interview, there'll be a mixed fan base because we probably all excited, including myself. I was happy listening to that interview with him throwing everyone under the bus, letting them know what is happening behind the scenes, and that is not going to work out unless there's a change. And for us to be on top, he said there has to be a big change in the structure and everything like that.
Yeah, I know, but unfortunately for him now, doing that, he's throwing himself under the bus as well.
Yeah.
I can't see him ever putting a United shirt on again.
No, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But yeah, so he speaks about Ralf Rangnick, us getting Ralf Rangnick, and he's a sports director, never coached a team. And it's like, how is a big club like this doing that? So which fair play. No, that's right. Maybe at the time, you could have had Ralph Rangnick come in as sports director and keep Michael Carrick to the end of the season because Michael Carrick is a coach. But yeah, we ended up messing up with that. So yeah, then he goes on and talk about Ole.
Yeah.
He says he talking about how United should have gone for like a big name manager because we're a big club. How are you now saying that Ole was a great manager, good guy, boom, boom, boom? Like, come on. Now you're contradicting yourself.
He might have been a good guy, but it doesn't mean he's
You're
a good
contradicting.
manager.
I felt like he was contradicting himself with that because you talk about how we should have a big manager, but then say, oh, you should have given Ole time. Mate, Ole is not a good manager. We all know this. He was a moment's manager.
I swear that the last big team in England that he managed was Cardiff City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a big time
That's what I
manager.
mean. So why are you, Man United, the biggest club in the world, going for managers like that and bringing in people like Ralph Rangnick?
Go ask Glazers. That's what I'm saying. It all comes down to the Glazers sometimes. And then he talks about the youngsters, which, you know what? Fair play to him. I totally agree with everything he said about the youngsters. Because he wasn't only talking about United youngsters. He was talking about in football general youngsters. Because he mentioned Real Madrid, he mentioned just the generation. He even said his son. He's like, the youngsters right now, they don't have that hunger that he had when he was a young kid.
Yeah.
But put this in perspective. Ronaldo is probably one of the few players that comes from that generation, like the Roy Keane generation.
Yeah.
Grew up under that. So a lot of players are not in that kind of mentality. So I appreciate what he was saying with that. Like, these young players, there's no hunger. They get it easy.
Yeah.
Get big contracts.
In
and stuff
comparison,
like that.
yeah, they do,
in comparison, they get it easy.
Well, look at Kylian Mbappe. Been given like free reign over PSG. How old is he? 22?
Exactly, yeah. Example.
Madness.
Is example of that. Like, it's crazy. So he was saying how at Old Trafford, you advise these young players, they take it in, next minute they're forgotten about it, they're doing their own thing. It's because they all got the youngsters, the generation right now is easily given to them.
Yeah.
So I get that point. And then he starts talking about the execs, which he's saying how last season and this season, he's feeling like they want him out. So here's where it gets a bit tricky because wasn't it his agent talking to tons of teams?
Yeah.
So how are we...
When he's supposed to sign for Napoli.
Yeah. How are we trying to get you out when your agent is shopping you around the whole place? So it doesn't make sense.
It's a perfect time of year to do it, bro. They could put him on a Black Friday deal.
Mate, it doesn't make sense. Tell me, make it make sense. You say the execs, two execs, including the director and the coach, is trying to... They're forcing you to leave. They wanted you to leave, even from last season. Yeah. But yet your agent is talking to all the teams. We all knew that his agent spoke with Chelsea, Todd Bowley. Yeah. Like, what is he talking about? So he says that, and it's a weird situation, man. It's a weird situation. And then he talks about the reason why he didn't come pre-season. Let's be real. When a season is about to start, they do pre-season. Pre-season is about getting players match fit.
Yeah.
Trying to implement how you guys are going to play during the season.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. His reasoning for not coming for pre-season is totally valid. I can't even imagine how that would be because he gave his missus gave birth to twins. Yeah. And one of the twins passed away. Mm. Okay, so he's gone through something massive. And then the other twin, when they were during pre-season, the other twin was ill. Yeah. So he had to stay with the other twin during that pre-season, and 100% family comes first.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Family comes first. So if you're not coming for pre-season, mate, take as long as you want with that.
Yeah.
But he said that he felt that his ex and the club kind of didn't believe him. Eric Ten Hag, there is clips of him in pre-season conferences saying that he has a family emergency and he won't be here for pre-season. Yeah. What more do you want them to do?
Yeah, Ten Hag's not going to sit there on national TV
and tell them your details. No. Nah. What more can they do?
So how true that? I'm only taking your word for it because I haven't actually seen these. But if that is the case, then that is a totally valid reason to not turn up the pre-season.
Like, what can the club do for you to feel like, oh, they don't believe you. So that was a bit tricky. It's like a he say, she say kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we can only see it for what has been said in the media. And from what I know, I've seen the press conferences because I was watching all the preseason games. And Ten Hag kept on saying he's a big part of our plans and he'll be here for the season. So that was one. And then he goes on to talk about other clubs wanting him and the media. Because, during that time, they said that no club wanted him. The agent was shopping him all around. He comes out and says in the interview with Piers, saying that, there was not many clubs, but there was definitely clubs that wanted me. And that he felt he was comfortable at United. So he didn't entertain it. He said the Saudi Arabia one. This is what he said.
Sham, me as a City fan would be comfortable at United on 500 grand a week.
No, but I mean, like,
about,
he said that. This is where I find it contradicting as well. He says that he felt he was comfortable in terms of, like, he was happy to be here. And he felt that they were going...
He was comfortable because of his salary, bro.
Yeah, he said he felt comfortable and he was happy to be there at the time. Because obviously, new manager, everything, he didn't know how the relationship was going to be. All he knows is the manager is saying that he's part of the plans, everything. He's dealing with his family. When he comes back, he'll figure it out. So he didn't entertain anything. He talks about the Saudi Arabia offer, 350 million for 2 years or something like that. That is some mad money. He said it's not about the money. He said it's not about the money. He felt he was happy at United.
It's not exactly like he needs it, is it?
Yeah, he said he was happy at United. So fair play.
Yeah.
But these times, you're the same one who says during that summertime, you felt the execs and everything didn't believe you and wanted you out. So what are you talking about now?
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And now he talks about the last bit where he's talking about Ten Hag. Now this is where
he did go in on him a little bit though, didn't he?
This is where it's a bit tricky because everything he's saying in terms of the structure, the Glazers not loving the club and only using it for money. Every United fan loves that. We actually like that. Someone on a big platform putting it out there. Everyone knows this. Gary Neville says this on Sky Sports. But he's probably not getting the same kind of media coverage. A player like Ronaldo, who has close to, I think it's 500 million followers on Instagram, a big player, big platform, to come and say this out is going to reach some places. It's going to touch some people.
It's going to be seen across the world.
Yeah, it's going to be serious. It's a serious thing.
Yeah.
Even though everyone knows this, it's a serious thing.
Yeah.
So him coming out and saying that, fair play. This is where it gets bad. To talk about the manager. Because one, the manager is doing well. He's doing well. We're winning games without him. So you to cuss a manager who's coming in and trying to change everything at the moment.
I appreciate you say you're doing well, but this time last season you were screaming for Ollie out. Ollie had more points than Ten Hag has at this point of the season.
When I say doing well, it doesn't... Look at Arsenal. Yeah? Look at Arsenal. First 2 seasons, everyone said sack Arteta.
Yeah.
It takes time to build something. And from how bad we've been, we're seeing progress in terms of style of play. The first time in years, our signings are all playing well. So it takes time to build something. But we are seeing progress. That's what I can say. We are seeing progress. So in our eyes, we're doing okay. We're on the right track. Yeah. Kind of thing.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Not saying that we're going to win the league in a year or two. No. But we're in the process of building something now. Now we just have to keep on adding and getting rid of.
Do you think Ten Hag's the man to take you forward?
Probably, yeah.
You reckon he is?
Yeah. Reckon to take us forward at least to get a trophy. And let's see how we can go from there.
Well, I think his biggest obstacle at the minute is what we're talking about.
Yeah. So Ronaldo's saying that Ten Hag, saying that the guy he doesn't respect him. Now you're attacking the manager. You can't be doing that. You cannot be doing that. What? Because he didn't play you. Mate, when we started the season, you were starting the first 3 games. Lost. Both.
Yeah.
Switched it up, start winning. My man has played 16 games and scored 3 goals.
Yeah.
Martial has not played a full 90 and scored more goals and assisted more. So it's like I don't know where this is coming from. That was like the nail in the coffin for me. That was the nail in the coffin. I don't think he's going to be able to make his way back.
Not after that, bro. No,
He's not going to be able to make his way back. Not going to be able to make his way back. So it's quite shocking. Talking about how he refused to come on the pitch.
Yeah.
He said that it was like the manager has been provoking him and stuff like that.
There's no Ronaldo trilogy here, bro.
And then saying, I don't respect him. He doesn't respect me, so I'm never going to respect him and stuff. Saying that publicly.
To be fair, it is probably one of the biggest interviews a footballer has done.
Is the biggest.
To that level.
Is the biggest. And now that has been done, he's not going to be able to come back after the World Cup.
Nah, I don't
That
think,
is the nail in the coffin.
I don't think he's going to pull a United shirt on again, and I'll be
Done.
very surprised if he comes back to Manchester after the World Cup.
No, he's not coming back. But I mean, that's what was said on the interview, man. And overall, it's shocking. Overall, it's shocking. It's sad that the chapter's closed that way for us United fans. Obviously, for City, they don't give two shits. but for us United fans and us football people watching it, it's a big situation that's happening in football. So
all I really care about it, Sham, is that I'm not going to be hearing Sue every other fucking week.
No more Sue Old Trafford. But yeah, man. Apart from that, yeah, I don't think he's coming back. It's done. And at least from now, as a United fan, probably just look forward to now maybe we could push for a striker instead of waiting for him to leave at the end of the season. Now we could probably push for a striker.
In January,
in January. Because now he's probably not... They'll probably sack him by tomorrow or in the next few days. Terminate his contract.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, bro.
So yeah, so what is done really is just brought back our evolution in terms of recruitment and everything early.
Yeah.
To get, because he's gone, we definitely need a striker.
Yeah.
So looks like January might be a good one for United so far. But
You're hoping.
But yeah, man, that's all about it with the reaction to Ronaldo's interview.
You know what then, Sham? Just before we head out, I'm going to hit you with a random fact of the day. I'm going to call it. And it's
Fact
quite
of the
fitting.
day, you know.
Yeah. So Ronaldo, you notice how he's not got any tattoos on him whatsoever. That's because of how many times per year that he donates blood.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't want to have any tattoos because you have to wait months after having a tattoo to be able to donate blood again. So,
oh, wow.
As negative as this little episode was, there's something positive to head out on. So I respect him for that.
Big ups. Peace.